Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear Middle 3 students, we are going to continue lesson 1 of Unit 2, which its title is the Physical Properties of Electric Current. We stopped at this question, why the electrons flow from A to B, not from B to A. And we said to answer this question we have to study the potential difference. The potential difference, which is denoted with V. To know the meaning of potential difference, let us study this case. Say we have two classes, class A and class B. There is no difference between the two classes except in the number of students. The number of students in class A is 100 students. The number of students in class B is 20 students. So, class A is a high density class. Class B is low density class. معناها إن مفيش أي فرق ما بين التو classes، لا في التيتشنج ستاف ولا الفاسيلتيز ولا الجريد ولا أي حاجة. The only difference between them is what is the students' density. So, between the two classes there is a density difference. This density difference equal 100 minus 20 equals 80. So, if the students are allowed to move from one class to another، لو سمحنا للطلبة انها تنتقل من كلاس لكلاس تاني، منطقيا مش ممكن طلبة تنتقل من كلاس B لكلاس A. مش ممكن حد يمشي من الرايق يروح للزحمة، خصوصا إذا كان كل الايتمز او التيرمز او الكونديشنز in the two classes the same except في الستودنتس density. by sense، بالمنطق كده، by logic، الستودنتس لازم هيمشوا from A to what to B. the students will move from A to B. So what made the students to move from A to B؟ إن في between the two classes density difference which equal what? 80. And the students will continue to move from A to B till what? الطلبة هتفضل تمشي من A ل B لغاية ما إيه؟ لغاية ما number of students في class A will be 60 and the number of students in class B will be also 60. In this case, there is no need for the students to move from A to B or from B to A. معناها the moving of students will stop. Why? Because in this case, the density difference equal 60 minus 60 equal 0. So, the students will move from A to B as long as there is a density difference between the two classes. And the transfer of the students from A to B will stop if the density difference between the two classes equal 0. So, what caused the movement of students from A to B? إن في density difference. If there is no density difference or the density difference equals 0, خلاص the students will not move from one class to the other. It makes sense? Yes. طب what if we have a conductor here and this conductor has these electric charges? And we say this is A. And we have another conductor like that, say this is B. And also it has some electrical charges like that from what we can see, which has more electric charges? This one. So here we are going to say that conductor A has high, here I'm going to say high electrical potential. And here it has low electrical potential. So there is a difference between conductor A and the conductor B. Difference in what? In the electrical potential, which we call it potential difference. Potential what? Difference. This one. So if we connected the two conductors A and B with a wire, similarly to what happened in the two classes, the electrons will start to flow or to move from conductor A to conductor B. Why the electrons moved from A to B? Because there is a potential difference between A and B. There is a potential difference between A and B. And the flow of electron will continue until what? Until the two conductors A and B will have the same electrical potential. It means the potential difference will be 0. So what causes the flow of electrons from conductor A to conductor B? Because there is a potential difference between the two conductors. But what if the potential difference between A and B is 0? In this case, no electric current will pass through the wire. Why? Because in this case, there is no need for the electron to move from one place to another. No need for the electron to exert an effort and move from one place to another, as long as there is no difference between the two places. طالما ما فيش فرق ما بين التو places اللي يخلي الالكترونز تمشي من one conductor to another. لكن if there is a potential difference between the two conductors, لو في potential difference between the two conductor 100% لازم يبقى في electric current flowing in the wire. What if the potential difference equals 0? لو potential difference equals 0, it means what? It means there is no flow in the electric, there is no flow of electric current in the electric wire. So far, so clear? Yeah, I guess it's clear. But what is meant by the electrical potential? If we wanted to define the meaning of the electrical potential, so what is meant by the electrical potential of a conductor? It means I want to know the electrical potential of this conductor or the electrical potential of this conductor. So if I have conductor A and another conductor B, I don't know the electrical potential of each one of them. But when I connected both of them by a wire and I added here a device which can determine the current direction, like the galvanometer, for example. This is a sensitive device used to detect the electric current. We have 3 cases here, or 3 scenarios. If the direction of electric current is from A to B, so the electrical potential of A is greater than the electrical potential of B. This is scenario number 1. What if the direction of electric current is from B to A? This is scenario number 2. It means that the electrical potential of B is greater than E. What about case or scenario 3? In scenario 3, there is no electric current passes in the wire. معناها in scenario 3 إن electrical potential of A equal electrical potential of B. Therefore, the electrons do not move from A to B or from B to A because there is no difference between them. So, how can we judge the electrical potential of a conductor? ازاي احكم على electrical potential of a conductor؟ بحكم عليه when we connect it to another conductor. لو لقيت electric current from it to the other conductor معناه ان its potential electrical potential higher than that one. طب if the electric current moves from the other conductor to this one معناه ان electrical potential smaller than the electrical potential of the other one. طب if there is no electric current passes through the wire at all معناه ان two conductors have the same electrical potential. So what is meant by the electrical potential? I am going to say that the electrical potential is the electrical state of a conductor that shows the direction of the electric current from or to it when it connected to another conductor. So guys, from the beginning, why the electrons moved from one point to another in a conducting wire? We said the reason for the electric current to flow from point A to B and there is a potential difference between the 2 points. If there is no potential difference between the 2 points A and B, so there is no electric current passes through the wire. So the reason for the flowing of electrons from one point to another, from point A to point B, in في between the 2 point potential difference. So if we have a wire and the electrons, are moving from point A to point B, it means this is the direction of electric current, so 100% A has higher potential than B. Or between A and B there is what? There is a potential difference. What is meant by the electrical potential of a conductor? By the way, if we are talking about the electrical potential, so we are talking about just one conductor, like A alone or B alone. But if we are studying the 2 conductors at the same time, so we are studying the potential difference between 2 conductors, our potential difference between 2 points, or the potential difference between 2 terminals of a wire. Terminals of what? A wire. So, what is meant by the electrical potential of a conductor? The electrical potential of a conductor, it is the electrical state of a conductor that shows the direction of the electric current from or to it when it connected to another conductor. والله لو electric current طالع من الكوندكتور رايح للانذر كوندكتور يبقى it has high electrical potential. طب لو electric current رايح له هو يبقى it has low electrical potential. طب if there is no electric current at all معناها ان two conductors have the same electrical potential, have the same electrical what? Potential. Okay guys. What is meant by the potential difference? What is the meaning of the potential difference? The potential difference is the work done to transfer a charge of 1 coulomb between 2 points. What does it mean? What does it mean, guys? Say, if we have 3 wires, point A, point B, point A, point B, point A, point B, and the electric current is moving in all of them in this direction. It means the electrical potential in A is always greater than the electrical potential in B. Say the electrical potential in A is 100, and here is 100, and here also is 100. The electrical potential in B here is, say, it's 10, here it's say it's 50, and here it's 90. So the potential difference here equal 100 minus 10, which is 90. The potential difference here is 100 minus 50 equal 50. The potential difference here equal 10. So which wire has greater potential difference? The first one, because the potential difference is 90. It means there is a big difference between point A and point B. الفرق الكبير ده هيخلي الالكترونز move fast from point A to point B, because there is what? There is a big difference between them. This is like, for example, you are living in United States of America, and here you are living in, for example, say, Egypt. There is a big difference between United States of America and Egypt. So the electrons will move fast. The electrons will exert more effort. They will do more work to move from here to here, because there is a big difference. But here, the electrons, here the electrons will move from point A to B, but because the difference between A and B is not too much, so the electrons will move, but they will not exert more effort. They will not do more work. So, in this wire, if I saw that the electric charges are exerting more work, it means more potential difference. If the electrons, our electric charges, are exerting less work, it means less potential difference. It means we judge the potential difference from what? From the work done to transfer a charge of 1 coulomb between 2 points. Between 2 what points? So again, guys, what is meant by the potential difference? The potential difference is the work done to transfer a charge of 1 coulomb between 2 points. Between 2 what points? From the definition, we can conclude a law. Here, the potential difference V is, it means V equals the work done. The work is symbolized with W. To transfer a charge of 1 coulomb between 2 points. By the way, the charge of 1 coulomb means the quantity of electric charges, which is symbolized with Q. It means V equal W over Q. W is what, guys? W is the work in joule. Q is the quantity of electricity or the electric charge in Coulomb. In what? Coulomb. In this case, the measuring unit of the potential difference is volt. Is what? Volt. It means in the volt equivalent to what? Equivalent to joule per coulomb. Joule per coulomb. So guys, V equal W over Q. V equal W over Q. The potential difference is the work done to transfer a unit charge between 2 points. Volt equals joule over coulomb. So here volt equal joule over coulomb. So volt equal joule over coulomb. Coulomb equal joule over volt. Joule equal volt times coulomb. Here, V equal W over Q. Q equal W over V. W, which is the work, equal V times Q. When we can say that the potential difference is 1 volt. امتى البوتنشال ديفرنس يبقى 1 فولت؟ لما يكون الجول أو الورك 1 جول or the quantity of a charge and the quantity of a charge is 1 coulomb or 5 and 5. Therefore simplified together, eventually it will be 1 over 1. So if I wanted to define the volt or 1 volt, I am going to say what? The volt is the potential difference between 2 terminals of a wire or 2 terminals of a conductor. When the work is 1 joule and the quantity of electricity is 1 coulomb. So if we wanted to define a volt, I am going to say a volt is what? First of all, we have to determine the volt is the measuring unit of which physical quantity. El volt is the measuring unit of the potential difference. So volt is what? Is the potential difference between 2 points when the work done to transfer a charge of 1 coulomb is 1 joule. As you can see, I mentioned here 1 twice. If we mentioned in any definition 1 twice, so the scientific term or this definition belongs to a measuring unit. What is the measuring unit? It is the measuring unit of the physical quantity mentioned at the beginning of the definition. For example, if I said, what is meant by the potential difference between 2 points when the work done to transfer a charge of 1 coulomb is 1 joule. I said 1 twice. So I have to go to the physical quantity at the beginning of the definition, which is the potential difference. What is the unit of the potential difference? It is the volt. So the answer is el volt. The same can be repeated with joule. If I wanted to define the joule, so el joule is the work done to transfer a charge of 1 coulomb between 2 terminals or 2 points if the potential difference between them is 1 volt. 1 coulomb, 1 volt gives 1 joule. What if I wanted to define a coulomb? So Coulomb is the quantity of electric charges passes through a conductor if the potential difference between its two terminals is 1 volt and the work done to transfer it is 1 joule. It means I mentioned 2 ones in the definition. So, if you are defining a unit, first you have to mention the physical quantity of this unit, and you have to mention in the definition 2 ones. Clear? Okay. Measuring the potential difference. The potential difference is measured by a device called voltmeter. A voltmeter is symbolized with a circle, has letter V, and the 2 wires extended from the 2 terminals of the voltmeter like that. The voltmeter is connected in the electric circuit in parallel. It is connected in the electric circuit in parallel. What is the simple electric circuit? Simple electric circuit. Any simple electric circuit consists of a source of electricity, which is a battery. This is a symbol of the battery, or just small line and long line like that. The small one represented the negative pole of the cell or the battery, and the long one represented the positive pole. This is battery, and it is the source of electricity. This is a connecting wire, and this symbol represents key or switch used to close and open the circuit. This is a resistance, or it could be a light bulb. Light bulb, it's like this one. When we close the circuit like that, the bulb will illuminate. What if I wanted to measure the electric current measure the potential difference between point A and point B? First of all, the electrons are moving in this direction. The electrons are moving in this direction. But the conventional direction should be the opposite. It means in any electric circuit, if we determine the direction of the electric current, it will be from positive to what? To negative. And this is the traditional direction of current. But actually, what is moving in the wire is the electron. So let us move with the electrons like that. So the electrons move from A to B. What made the electron to move from A to B? Because there is a potential difference between the 2 points A and B. If I wanted to measure this potential difference, I have to connect the voltmeter between these 2 points in parallel. In what parallel? Like that. In this case, the voltmeter will measure what? The voltmeter will measure the potential difference between the 2 points A and B. What if I connected the voltmeter here? Between the 2 poles of the battery. the negative and the positive pole of the battery. Of course, the positive and the negative pole of the battery, there is a potential difference between them. But in this case, we are not going to call it potential difference. We are going to call it the electromotive force. EMF. Electromotive force. Electromotive force. What is meant by the electromotive force? Actually, the electromotive force, it is the potential difference. But the potential difference between the two poles of the battery. But in one condition, when the circuit is open. It means when there is no electric current passes through the circuit. So the electromotive force is what? Is the potential difference between the two poles of the battery when the circuit is open. It means like that. So the voltmeter is used to measure what? The voltmeter is used to measure the potential difference between 2 points in any simple electric circuit, or used to measure the potential difference between the two poles of the battery when the circuit is open. We call it what? The electromotive force. So the voltmeter, voltmeter is used to measure the potential difference and the electromotive force. So if I said, what is meant by the electrical state of a conductor that shows the direction of electric current from or to it when it connected with another conductor? Yes, this is the electrical potential of a conductor. Write the scientific term. The flow of negative charges through a wire in a given direction. Yes, this is the electric current. What causes the flow of electron from one point to another? The potential difference between the 2 points. If there is a potential difference between 2 points of a conductor in an electric circuit, so there is an electric current passes through the conductor. What if the potential difference is 0? It means there is no potential difference between